Hello and welcome back. So it's been quite a while, and then here we're back again to do an update for our application. Thank you guys again for joining this course, and then let's continue with our application. So in this section we are going to learn about Firestore rules, Firebase rules. The Firebase rules are important in our application because the Firebase rules are important in our application because we cannot give access to the user to all the documents in our application. We need to specify what kind of documents they have read and write access to. So like in our application, this one, the ChatGPT application, this is a like image sharing app. Users will be contacting each other's users, so the users should only have access to their items and to the things that they are allowed to have access to. So for that we are going to use Firebase database rules. So if I minimize this here in our Firestore database, let's also minimize our application. There is this rules tab here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click here and open it in another tab. Let's go where it is. So this is our Firebase rules. If you remember, when we started the project, we just added this rule here: allow read write if request.auth is not equal to now. So in our application, as long as the user is authenticated, they have access to all the documents. But that's what we want to change here in our Firestore rules. Also, I must mention that when we started the application, our Flutter version was 3.7. Now I updated to 3.10, which is the current version of Flutter. So yeah, that's what we are going to cover in this section. Let's go ahead and start with our Firebase rules. So now in this rules tab here, let's start implementing the rules now. So first we are going to start with let's come back here to the latest one here. What it's saying here, this language was written by Firebase. That is the language for implementing the Firebase rules. So here, if it says match / databases in the curly brackets, database and documents, this is simply referencing to our database here, everything here. Okay, so if we come back here, and then so this is the only rule that we have currently, which says match / documents equals to these 2 stars here. So this rule simply is giving access, or it's referencing to all our database here. Whatever we create here, we have charts, post, users, and whatever we create even inside here, it's what this goes to. But that's not what we want. We want to create rules for each node, like rules for charts, rules for posts, rules for users, and even if we go into charts here, rules for these ChatGPT charts, and there will be charts maybe with friends or such kind of things. Even inside the posts here, when we go inside the posts, there will be comments. We want to create rules for comments. There will be likes. We want to create rules for likes. So let's go back to our rules section here and start with that. So for the first one, let's come down here. We need to select which one can we edit. Yeah, this one. We need to come down here and create our first row. So we're going to say match, and then we want to go into users. And then inside the users here, what we have here is if we go inside the users, what we have is a user ID and the user's data. So to get this ID, because there will be different IDs which are dynamic here, so to get the ID, what we are going to do is something like this. So we are going to put inside the curly brackets here, and then we're going to name it as user ID. And then inside that, now that's where we want to put our rows. So in the rows here, let's just say a few words here. Let's move it. We have allow, read, and write. Okay, so let's just move the write out of the way first. So in the read, that's where we can get the documents, or we can also, I think, get the list. Yeah, so this get is what happens in the read. We can get the documents here, the data. That's what. And then in the write, we can update, we can delete, and then we can also what else is there? Let's see. We in the write, we can update, we can delete, and then we can also, okay, so that's if we're giving access to write, which means the user can update, can delete, and then they can also create. Okay, so here we are giving the read access, which is the get, and then and also we can get the list as well in this read. Okay, so and then the write access, which is update, delete, and create. So if we want, we can give these rows separately, or we can just say write, and then it will give them the write access to all of this. So here in the users nodes, what we want to do is, let's delete that. For the read access, we want to say what we have said before. We're going to say if request dot auth is not equal to now. So if this user who wants to read in the user's database, if he's authenticated, we want to give him access to read. And then the write access, also we're going to say allow write. We're going to say first again, let's check if is authenticated. We can copy that, then paste it here. And then also now, for this person to write, we only want him to update, to create or delete the user's items, these things here, if he is the owner. So to check if he's the owner, we are checking. Remember here we are saving with the UID here, which means we are also putting his UID. So we are simply going to check if this UID here is equals to this UID which is here. I mean, yeah, if this UID, if it is equals to the request, which is, we know that is authenticated. So we're going to check this auth state, if that UID which is there
is equals to this UID. If it is equal to that, then we'll give him the right access. So it's what we are doing here. We're going to write if request.auth is not now, and then let's check again, and request dot auth dot UID. If the incoming UID is equals to, now to check this here, it is, remember we are calling it here, this is dynamic, so we're just going to say user ID here. Okay, just like this, we are checking if this user who is incoming is this ID, we'll give him the right access. So let's go ahead and publish this. Okay, now that it's published, we can try this row in the users.